Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, 𝗓𝗏 Alchemy. So today's reading is going to be all about a situation on your mind and the divine guidance for you. So just think of the situation. It could be anything, and we'll see what your guides want to tell you about it. All right. So pause if you need to, and choose the bracelet that calls out to you the most. You know the drill, and we'll get started. All right. So pile number one. With the temple and the poet, it's very contradicting archetypes, and what I get is that you are currently struggling with resonating with the community around you in some shape or form. It's almost like I'm getting that there is an identity that you have been living with, and you're maybe coming to your own now, and you are, with all the maturity that's going on. This seems like a very mature pile. I am getting that there is, maybe you are born in a certain tradition with the temple. You belong to a family which is a family of overachievers, for the lack of better word, but fairly, a very service oriented family perhaps, or maybe there's a structure that plays out in the roles of each member in this background, right? And you are somewhere at the hands of expectations of for carrying out these traditions. So there is something very rooted in you, and that makes you very powerful as a person. I am also seeing with the green, there is there is a lot of heart chakra energy with the green over here. So in this family dynamics, I am seeing everything happens in a certain structure, but then it's because of these values and these roots that it has really shaped you in a certain way, that you actually have very high standards for yourself. With the poet, I'm also getting that there is an artistic vibe to you, which is still unexplored, and it is again because of certain expectations set out for you, because maybe in this family system, you know it was not maybe encouraged, or it was not the best thing, to really just tap into like your heart chakra, because maybe the way you've been raised, it's very practical, it's very logical. So this is a dynamic where, although it's rooted in a lot of like values and logics and the ways of life, and a lot of wisdom, to be very honest, but there is a discouragement in maybe expressing your emotions in a very open way. So you on the other hand could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and you are somebody who's very in tune with your emotions now, but growing up you have struggled with this, because there is a artistic soft side to you, which in your childhood was discouraged, and maybe nobody really just imposed something on you, that it's not necessary that you were really criticized for it, but I see that in this environment you have managed to really have a self-image on the basis what others expect out of you rather than what you really want. So there is a lot of heart chakra over here, but it's not in a free-flowing manner is what I see. There are a lot of again, a lot of expectations out of you to achieve, to dream, to just get things moving in a structure the way it's always been, right? And you are maybe maybe you come from a wealthy family, or maybe not, but you are expected to take the traditions forward along with managing and balancing a lot of the practicalities of life. So if you're a man, you are really traditionally expected to provide, protect, and create structures in a family dynamic, and have a legacy for the rest of them. And if you are a woman, you are expected to carry out the family traditions in a very towards your children, and how you raise your environment around. But what I'm seeing again with the poet, I am seeing that there is a disconnect somewhere within. Although you really agree with a lot of things that are expected out of you, and you are willing to be there, you are somewhere struggling with self-image because of this, because there's a contradiction over here that I'm seeing. There is something that is very structural, and then there is something that is very free-flowing over here. So I do see that you have really, as a kid as well, you have really learned how to not speak your mind, not speak your truth, just for as a perceived expectation out of you, because maybe you thought or you have been made to believe that feeling soft, or feeling really just doing lovey-dovey things, so to say, is really looked down upon, and it's just very it's very fictional, it's not something that's real, and stuff like that. So somewhere or the other, feelings or emotions, so to say, have remained suppressed. What I'm also seeing with the medallion is that you have managed to channelize that emotional energy into your career in some shape or form. You have really fueled your suppressed or repressed emotions in a way of achievement. So you have tied your self-worth to your career or your achievements in a large way. And this is just to hold up that image of a certain, maybe your family is actually very religious, and you are you have a different take on religion, but then you have those values too, and I agree with it. But it's almost like you want to bring like a twist to it, right? Improvise on the value system that you have been living with, because you do see problems and gaps within that structure. But again, you're so used to suppressing or repressing your emotions in front of the structure that perhaps this institution, that now you really just want to become somebody, or at least in your own perception, whatever that means, to have power. You like to you would want to reach a place in life that you are able to basically shake up the structure on its own. And right now, maybe you don't think you are there, but what I am really seeing is it's a very perceived notion, right? Because it's when we keep pushing our self-worth in the future, that future is very far-fetched, because it's never enough, right? That is a blockage where we are not ready to face our fears, and we're pushing it in the future rather than sitting with it right now and trying to find solutions to it right now. And even if not solutions, to just accept and process what's really going on, where you stand, and where you stand with the world and with yourself. What I mean by that is, there is a difference between how we see ourselves and how the world sees us. And often we mix the two, and we tend to submit ourselves to what is expected out of us rather than where we want to lead our lives to. So this is the struggle I'm seeing right now with you. And it has a lot to do with pleasing a certain community around you with the 11th house. Friends, like-minded groups, and beliefs. So yes, with a so again, with the two different colors of the hand, I am seeing that you've always been, in fact, a bit different from the community you have been raised around. So you are basically finding it difficult to hold your truth and carry your individuality in this dynamics around your community. Maybe it's a very patriarchal kind of a structure that you come from, where there's one person, or the man of the house, so to say, is at a place of power, and everybody follows. While that is all happening in harmony and a certain systematic way, you are suddenly struggling to have a power. There is a power struggle here within your own community. This could be a perceived power struggle. It could not be that you're made to feel less than, but you are now finding it hard to find your own voice, facing this institution that you have been raised in. Let me know in the comments below if this is resonating so far, because I am getting a strong family structure in this pile. Again, there is a legacy that comes, that needs to be taken forward, and that could be the situation at hand, where if certain things are not carried forward in a certain manner, the whole foundation of this legacy that's been built could dissolve, and that is a huge risk for a certain community over here. Definitely a community that relies upon you to carry this forward. There is a mother figure that you're close to. I'm seeing this to be a patriarchal system, where the father is the head of the family, and typically the mother is the one really serving and nurturing the kids around, right? So this, I am really seeing you being very close to a mother figure and really relying upon her to you maybe with the clouds. I am seeing that you maybe share a lot of this poetic side of yours with your mother, but maybe not with this father figure who expects a medallion kind of an archetype from you. So there is a duality that you have been you are very used to be living in, which now is suddenly becoming a problem, and I want to see why is that becoming a problem now. Okay, clearly I am getting that there is a relationship at hand. Okay, okay, I'm getting this now. So there could be, maybe there is a way that you have really imagined your life to be in a certain way. You have a great ability, pile one, to keep a great balance between your heart and your head. So while you are a lover boy, lover girl at heart, you also acknowledge the practicalities of what needs to be done, right? So maybe even though you keep in your keep the poet in your subconscious, which is again your more free flowing creative emotional side, you are very used to leading a life with a lot of practicality and a lot of logical thinking to be able to achieve a certain things, so that this flow of the legacy carries forward, right? But what I'm getting on a very situational basis is that now that you have come to age, you are triggered by a person in your life. There is a special person in your life that who has basically triggered you to rethink about all of this that's been going on. It could be a bit triggering because there is a structure that seems to be on shaky grounds because of this person in your life. I'm not necessarily seeing this person to be a bad influence or something, but it's more like this person's presence has nudged you to think about a lot of things that's been going on over here. I am seeing that with the way, with the Nine of Swords and the Three of Wands, with the way you had expected, you know, your life to develop as you grow older, things are not going in the same manner. I mean, which is, of course, you know, it's always the case. I mean, the universe does give you what you have been manifesting, but in my experience, it would never be in the same manner the way you would want it to be, right? So if you really think back and look back and see, you might always see that, okay, I have gotten what I once manifested or really wished for, but maybe not in the same manner or the scheme of things that I have been imagining, right? So something like that is what I'm seeing over here. I am seeing that till a certain time, you... Okay, there is, first of all, with the Nine of Swords, you are somebody who has done the work in a very major way, okay? When I say done the work, you have, like, the internal work, right? You have really faced your demons on a very large scale. You've sorted things out, you've done the introspection, you've reflected on a lot of things about you, the environment around you, what you need to do, where you come from, a lot of those things. So the foundational aspect of things are pretty solid, and perhaps there came a point where you managed to take that forward from whatever reflection and the work you did on yourself. You had kind of figured out a lot of ways of how to lead life from here onwards. With the Three of Wands, it's almost like, you know, you're ready to go. You've just planted all your seeds. You have your structures in place. You're just waiting for your ships to come so you can just board it and you know, sail through, right? For all the achievements with the Six of Wands. But there's a shake up here with the Two of Cups. Maybe you bumped into somebody who didn't seem very important at first, but then turns out this person is very significant in your life right now, and you're recognizing this now with the Lovers, that something is very like universe is speaking to you in certain way, and forcing you to revisit all of this planning that you did, right? So I'm already seeing that this relationship has developed in certain way, or if not, you guys are together. I am seeing that you are now wanting to bring this person into this family dynamic. It could be in the way of marriage, or it could just be like a long-term relationship, or maybe you want this person to be part of this family dynamic, whatever is going on, right? Because this person with the cups and the poet, this person really brings out the poet in you. When I say the poet, it's a very artistic vibe, and this is perhaps well, there's a soulmate connect over here for sure, because this person really brings out the side to you that you haven't really explored in a very long time. It's almost like, you know, this person's presence in your life has just let all these birds flow out of that heart, you know, all of that you were keeping within, and you were like, okay, no, I'm not gonna, I mean, this is just good for the thoughts, this is not something to act upon. Yes, I have this romantic side to me, but it's not something to be shown, it's impractical, you know, all of that. Boom, this person comes and things change for you. So now you are being forced to revisit a lot of your goals, and see how you are going to cater to this family structure that you are supposed to be carrying forward. And that's a part of your dharma, right? So your dharma is putting you on a standby right now, because you are now confronted with prioritizing and really seeing what matters now and what doesn't. Of course, it's not that all of this is not something you want to pursue. This is part of a structure, this is part of your roots. You are not going to shake this up. But the problem or the confusion remains how to integrate this energy with the rest of it. So that is the situation at hand that I am picking up. Now I want to see what is your guidance over here. Oops. King of Pentacles. Again, this has a lot to do with position and power. So there is definitely a status that you have earned for yourself, or your family comes from, again, I'm getting a lot of wealth, and there is something that you're conflicted with. Okay, maybe this person, this special person of yours is from a different community or a different religion, caste, creed, whatever, right? And how to integrate that into your already formed structure is the situation at hand. And you are having to really revisit a lot of your grounding value systems, you know, that's been, you know, well, passed on to you to really find a solution to this situation, is what I'm getting. Because with the King of Pentacles, there's a legacy that's already been created, and something would have to shake up to get this in. I need a clarification of where you stand with this person, because I want to understand where does this situation stand for you from the universe. Oh, Three of Swords. Oh my God, maybe you had to leave this person to cater to this area of your life where you were really at a crossroad with whether to choose this person or your family. Oh, and ouch, that's a tough one. Maybe you are in separation with this person right now because you chose what is expected out of you. And again, I am seeing this to be a very karmically driven situation for you, because it's teaching you a lot about some very deep ancestral karmic cycles. Maybe there are certain systems or certain structures in your family dynamics that are not serving the growth of your legacy anymore. And this situation, this heart awakening after the Three of Swords, is really pushing you to really analyze and deep dive into what it means to actually repeat the cycle of your ancestors with certain structures in your family dynamic. If that doesn't serve you, or it does, because I am seeing a need for the universe guiding you for towards a certain change that you are supposed to bring about in this lifetime with this family dynamic, with this community. With the red, I'm seeing a lot of root chakra energy. So this is again your foundations. This is your stability and security, and the structures that are very important. Okay, bear with me that I'm getting so many messages. So while I figure this out, just give me some time, because just I'm just getting a lot of things over here. Okay, so one situation, scenario A, is that you broke up with this person, or you guys decided to part ways, and it was your choice in some way, because you looked at the larger picture as part of your dharma, and that has inwardly pushed you into facing your karma. You see how that works? So there is a very deep-rooted soul level learning that is going on in the background through this, the combination of the situation. While you are in separation with this person, first of all, I'm not seeing you are very happy with it. You are almost, I don't know, you are not in you're not in a good place with your heart after parting ways with this person, because you do see this person as your soulmate and somebody who can fulfill you, and you're, like it's like a 10 of Pentacles energy where this person really, I think the dynamic you both shared was very compatible, was or is, however that goes. And you do see this person as your counterpart in some form, but it's almost like I'm getting the story of Ashoka the Great, the modern empire, the emperor of the modern empire. So it's very much like that, right? Where he had to, in a lot of ways, carry forward for the better good, to carry forward the empire. Now this is before his spiritual awakening. If you deep dive into his stories, well, he did have some romantic interests. I think there was 𝗏𝗏 and there was Rani Devi. So I am almost getting the energy of an emperor who needs to look at the larger picture for the betterment of, the empire, sacrificing the personal needs. So that is the conflict here. Well, I just want to take out some more cards to just help you navigate through the situation, because it's a tough one. It's not, like a minor arcana card. It's all major life lessons. So this situation is teaching you a lot about love and how that can shape what you are seeking. Your idea of love is really shifting through this situation. Okay, so guidance, conflict. Oh my god. Okay, so there is a conflict at hand. Well, I don't want to say conflict at hand, but it's almost like you need to take that confrontational route in this situation. So whether this is something to confront your community about, I think you have been holding back from a long time about this because you are avoiding conflicts, but you need to be able to face your fears and actually jump right into a discussion with your community to be able to accommodate and really rewire. And I'm not necessarily saying that you need to be doing anything to save this with your family, because I don't really see that there's any sort of like anybody imposing something on you through your personal life. It's a lot to do with your own idea of or your plan of your achievements and how you want to take things forward with your community, right, to expand that legacy. But somewhere you have come to a crossroad where you need to confront a certain things and address that with your family or your friends or whatever, your community. There are some high tides. There are going to be some high tides in this conversation, but it's really about keeping your own calm and balance in how you let this boat sail through this rough tide. Like facing conflicts is just not easy, and if you are a poet at heart, and a medallion or on the conscious level, as an outer external personality, I would imagine you to really just fearing conflict on a very large scale, because again, you're very used to a certain hierarchy of things, or a certain like scheme of things to follow, right? But this conflict needs to come to surface is what the universe is guiding you. You have to face this and there will be a transformation. It's almost like you just need to show courage in addressing this with your community, and you will see changes, because you are somewhere with the King of Pentacles. You are the flag bearer of these changes that are supposed to come about in your family's legacy. And somewhere, whether you are aware of it or not, but your ancestors are guiding this situation in a very large manner, because something on a DNA level needs to transform over here for the next generation to reap the benefits of these of these advancements, rather than just living in a very outdated sort of a structure. So you can be like this black sheep of this family or this legacy that you belong to, where you are, it's part of your destiny to bring about some very fundamental changes in your family dynamics. And all you need to do here is find your courage and just confront a few things. You have certain ideas that you are pretty clear about. You know what needs to change also, but you have just been avoiding it because you have this fear of upsetting people. And there are certain people pleasing qualities I am picking up from this pile, that you're just afraid to show yourself or speak your truth in the name of keeping others happy. But I really see that until you are so conflicted within yourself, I think there's very less chance that you can keep people around you happy. Teacher, yeah, see, this is all it's just a huge learning curve for you. This is it's not just about this special person of yours. Okay, maybe this is a karmic connection with this person. Although with lovers, I am seeing like a free will choice, which I think there was a choice that was made here and it ended up hurting you, and that was a very karmically driven situation again. But this whole scenario is teaching you something that will benefit you in the coming days. Alright, pile 1, this is what I have for you. I hope this helped in some way. Please let me know in the comments below if this resonated, and suggest me some more topics, please. What can I do my next reading on? And well, like, share and subscribe, guys. I'll see you again. Hello, pile 2. This is going to be your reading. So I'm gonna follow the same format what I followed for the first pile. Well, I want to first, from the astro cards, I'm gonna check out what is the current situation, and then we will get into the guidance of things. Messages for pile number 2. North Node. All right. This is a lot of your Rahu energy. Rahu is where you are headed and your destiny further. So let me know more. What card? Okay, 2 cards came out. I'm gonna keep this over here. That's better. Family and present power. Okay. Well, the first pile was also a lot to do with family and community, and I'm seeing that over here as well. But well, go check out pile 1 if you feel called to. But let me see. The scenarios could always be different. So, shaman. Ooh. Wow. So pile number 2. I am seeing that the situation has a lot to do with your destiny and life path. There is, okay, with the shaman, you could be, an intuitive person, a healer, a tarot reader, Reiki healer, however that goes. But there are some gifts that you have, and I am seeing that you are tapping into that on a deeper level now, and you are really trying to see where you can take these gifts in your path ahead. You have had a tough life, and what you're struggling with right now is this ability to balance your inner power and your outer one. So what I mean by that is that, okay, so maybe with the shaman, I'm also seeing that you could be an empath. You could pick up on people's energies and emotions very intuitively. so much so that you sometimes struggle to understand whether it's your emotions or the other ones. And you have like I think you've really because of this, because a lack of boundaries, when you did not know where to stop giving as an empath, you have really put yourself in situations that were very that turned out really dark and dirty for you. You have been and I think you have learned the hard way that this needs to change, and what does it mean to jump into someone else's karmas and add that to yours, because that does happen, right? When it's not your place to be in someone's life and you force it, maybe because of ego, maybe because of for whatever reason you just want to prove it yourself again. That is ego, isn't it? And you don't really flow with the alignment of life. We do end up picking up on, or we do end up conjoining our karmas with the other person or other situations, and that is something you have struggled with in the past. It took a lot for you to learn the hard way and learn how to set healthy boundaries for yourself, which also means learning to know when to stop and to withdraw from situations and people. And for the deep emotional being that you are, it has been quite difficult for you to actually detach from people you love and care for, and that now you know what happens if you don't withdraw at the right time. So you have learned how to remain in your present power, but what I'm really seeing is that it's still an inner conflict where you really have to, this is not something that comes to you very naturally, because your default programming is somewhere very much so to be the giver and not be able to receive. But then you have, I think as you matured, you did learn how to actually balance that out and really have a healthy detachment. It takes this card also is it represents temperance from the traditional tarot to me. So there is a lot of healing that you have done on yourself, and that is giving birth to a certain what do you say, like it is giving birth to these gifts that you have. Maybe you always knew that you were a feeler and an empath, but you never kind of really understood what to do with this, or you never really had that kind of value or recognition for it to be like a gift, and you always took it as a curse. I see that now that you have managed to learn how to maintain this balance and stay in your power and still be empathetic, this beautiful balance is nudging you to explore your spiritual gifts. And you, with the North Node, with the Rahu, you must know the universe wants to tell you that this is actually part of your destiny, to be at service for people who have also had a similar journey and who are really struggling to have these healthy boundaries for themselves. And boundaries doesn't come really easy, right? Because boundaries, as much as somebody can tell you to have certain healthy boundaries, till you don't really see both sides of it and you don't really understand what it means and the importance of it, I don't really think it seeps in. That knowledge doesn't really seep in until you get the both sides of the coin, both the perceptions, right? And maybe you are somebody who have had to be in situations where you have kind of lived a holistic, when I say holistic, it's like you have been on both the sides. You've been in situations where you have been hurt, and you have been in situations that you have maybe unintentionally or intentionally hurt somebody. So you kind of have been through that cycle of like a 360 human experience. and that has really awakened you to certain lighter and darker forces in the world and what we are surrounded by, and things like, and the techniques is what I'm saying, techniques to really balance out these forces that lives within us and everybody. It's a very omnipresent kind of an energy that you have experienced, and you have through this experience, a huge journey of this, you have really kind of come a full circle into really embodying all the wisdom that that you have that you have had in theory, but like now you're kind of applying that into practicality of life. So this is actually a beautiful energy. I'm really just very impressed by this pile and this narrative. Well, I do see that you have had maybe you have not had the easiest childhood as well, and I'm not necessarily seeing that your family was too harsh on you or something. I do see with the children playing and everything, you've had like a fairly like a childhood that was provided for, and all of those, but maybe somewhere again there was a dysfunction that you have learned to function with throughout your lifetime, and because of those dysfunctions there are certain belief systems that you formed, and then you ended up jumping into other people's karmas, and something that we just discussed. So this is a very like a it's giving me like a very world card energy, where the fool started the journey and it ended at the world, where the fool has like completed the cycle of all the major lessons of the 21 arcanas. If you're aware of tarot, you would know what I'm talking about. But all the major life lessons in some shape or form you have kind of tapped into, or at least you have seen your own potential in how you kind of embody those lessons, right? And all of this has really sparked an awakening in you, and now you are on a path to heal others. So this is your reckoning to, like, an introduction to your own healer archetype. Wow, this is just amazing. I mean, I'm already like loving it. With the 𝐴𝐲 card, okay, hang on, I think I feel the need to take out the book over here, because these archetypes cards can be very complex sometimes, and with the 𝐴𝐲, I'm almost getting like the chakras over here, but so it's a lot of healing that I'm already seeing, excuse me. But let me just read that from the book as well, so I just have some more context. It's such a cute little book. 254. All right, page 254. Yeah. Service, reverence, honor, joy, devotion, unconditional love. Oh my God, yes. Okay, I'll come to what I'm getting from this now. What if instead of putting yourself at the center of your spiritual practice, you put God, goddess, or nature at the center? How would this change your approach? Such is the energy of 𝐴𝐲. It is alive when we are in awe and wonder and our breath taken away by the sacred force that surrounds us and asks for nothing in return. This card can indicate a spiritual initiation that stretches your capacity to love and serve. You sense the earthly as a heavenly and vice versa. Such an initiatory moment can appear in any form, and like a healing balm to the modern soul, its effects last a lifetime. Oh wow. Okay, so this is honestly the 𝐴𝐲 archetype. The card is just complementing the shamanic energy that I picked up on. This is more like a confirmation that what we just spoke about, that you the journey you've had, pile 2, is really opening realms in your mind. I think there is definitely like a third eye awakening over here, that you are now really in tuned with your spiritual gift, and you are now trying to heal the world, and you're just kind of embarking a journey on doing that. And well, this is so divinely guided. I mean, you are just so divinely protected. It's that life path of, you could be a life path 7, by the way. That's a very spiritual kind of a life path. If you really calculate, if you are any bit into numerology, you can figure out what your life path is. You could be seeing a lot of 777, a lot of 222. That's just a confirmation from the divine that you are divinely protected on this new journey that you are embarking. I want to see the divine guidance for you from here on. Oh wow, oh my god, the Hermit and 6 of Pentacles. I just love this. I love when everything that we speak from the oracles just translates in the right, like it just aligns with the tarot cards as well. So hang on. Oh, 10 of Pentacles on the family and Knight of Wands. Wow. Bottom of the deck is the Sun card. So there's a lot of clarity to begin with. Hang on, give me a minute to articulate what I just pick up. First of all, there's just like so many messages today. The energies are so amplified. Oh, my candle is almost off. Wow. Okay, no problem there. Wow, so pile number 2, what I'm getting is with the Hermit, first of all, there is a huge karmic cycle that you have completed. With the 6 of Pentacles and Hermit, it's as if, you know, the karmic balance was served, justice was served. It could be just you having to learn how to say, you know, like when to take your power back, and that was your karmic lesson. Maybe you have again struggled with that all your life, for the intuitive empath that you've been, but with the Hermit, the lesson was indeed learned. There could have been a recent situation where you were tested by the universe and you clearly passed. You actually dealt with that situation in a very balanced manner. You did not allow yourself to be spent, or you did not allow somebody, you did not, like, you know, become overbearing for the other person. So it was like a very balanced like give and take in this situation. There could have been another person involved with you who kind of served like a karmic partner for you to learn this lesson, and with your actions, maybe it was a bit tough, but it was almost like the last straw that broke the camel's back, and this pushed you into some sort of isolation. You have spent a great deal of time reflecting and healing yourself, breaking away, recognizing the patterns, the healthy ones and the unhealthy ones, and really breaking away from some of that brain wiring that you've been so accustomed to all this while. With the Hangman, there are still few things that are unseen, and probably with this, that's why you've maybe come to this guidance, because you want to now know that now that you've recognized your own gifts, how do you take this forward, or what do you even do with this, or where do you stand? Because you could be feeling in this isolation, you could be going through a tad bit of like an existential crisis, all the existential questions like, who am I, what does all this mean, basically connecting the dots, right? So it's kind of like a domino effect, that with one realization or one conscious effort, a lot of the other unanswered questions were kind of addressed. With the hangman, you are currently just at a standstill. You are struggling somewhere to find a direction, but take this reading, if this reading reached you, take this as a confirmation that yes, this is your path, pile 2. Being you There's a soul contract that you have with certain people, and maybe that is why you have kind of met a lot of karmic partners in your past, that disguised as, like divine counterparts or soulmates, but really ended up being a lesson. And all of this was for you to reach this stage in your life, where you are taking some huge decisions to shift the trajectory of your life. Again, I am seeing a lot of healing that's taken place in your family dynamics. So, maybe there were a lot of things that you hadn't forgiven your parents for, and that also played out in your personal relationships as an adult in many ways. And you know how they say that once you forgive your parents, your love life dramatically improves. So that is what I'm seeing, that with a lot of this healing, that kind of integrated healing that you have done, it has really just shifted a lot of things, for not just for you, but also for your family, for of your parental figures, your siblings also. Maybe you have arrived at a place in your life that you have figured out that inner fulfillment comes from within rather than externally, and that has just brought you into this Knight of Wands energy. Maybe you have always been this old soul, you do with the Sun card at the bottom of the deck. Oh wow, the Hierophant right below. So Hierophant is a lot about spiritual awakening. But anyway, with the Sun card, you were a joy. You were somebody who was a very light-hearted child. Very happy-go-lucky. But then with all of this karmic loop that you have been stuck in, that nudged you into becoming this wiser hermit-like personality. And while that really has self-improved, it kind of just took away a lot of your light-hearted energy from you, and you just kind of got too serious in life, is what I'm getting. And with all of this healing work, so much work that you have done, I'm seeing almost out of the 5 cards, I'm seeing 3 cards only about healing. So there's a great deal of work you've done, pile 2. Kudos to you for that. But because these things are never easy, you really have to deep dive into a lot of your inner child wounds, and really reparent yourself in many ways, to really break away from these default programming that you have, or the belief systems you have kind of grown up with. But what I'm seeing is, with a lot of these family dynamic healing that you have done, you're also healing your lineage, your DNA, your family system, and that is just jump starting you into this King of Wands energy, which is all very light-hearted and fun and jovial, and that is just you meeting your inner child once again with the Sun energy. Well, while I was just saying this, 2 cards just jumped out, as in it just fell, so I'm not gonna ignore it. It's that of Sagittarius, expansion and progressions journey. So I am also getting that this is your call to your expansion. There is oh wow, this is, once again, I want to, okay, this is a fire sign, and there is this mercurial energy. But you are now being driven to a journey, a path to where you're going to be exploring not just yourself but the world around you from a very different lens, and that is your introduction of being the healer. So your karma from here onwards is going to be on a very large scale, that you heal the world and the world will heal you. And I think that's a beautiful journey, and I do think that maybe you have actually struggled in the past to come to terms with this, because maybe you have been a very logical person, but then with all of these experiences that you have had, it just pushed you into like a spiritually driven soul that you've always been with the hermit. And you are bringing in a lot of your ancient wisdom into the picture now. You're tapping into that. Maybe you're feeling called to really explore a lot of these divination tools, or training and learning and stuff like that. Even the jobs that you must be looking for in your current situation must be a lot to do with expansion and growing self and growth of others. So okay, I think I should not repeat myself further and just take out like a guidance for you from the universe. This spread already gave a lot of guidance, because I think you are so in tune with the universal language right now. The frequency you're vibing on is quite high vibrational, and whatever you're trying to manifest right now is going to be really powerful. Oh, deception. Yeah, so I am seeing with the recent energies, there was a deceptive person in your life that was almost like the last resort, where you kind of just refuse to fall back into these karmic cycles, and you did something different this time around, and that kind of instantly broke that pattern that you have been carrying for so long. You are protected from the deception or deceptive people around, and believe that the vast universe, yes, that's exactly what I just said, the universe is protecting you here. No more manipulative or deceptive people you on this journey, because now you have set your boundaries so strong and you've learned the lessons. You will be able to spot any deceptive energies very quickly from now onwards, and the universe is assuring you that you are divinely protected, so don't you worry there. Alright, 𝗏𝗚, so this is what I have for you. Let me know in the comments below if this resonated, and I'm gonna see you guys again. File number 3, this is going to be your reading. Let's check what is the situation at hand, and then we will check the guidance. Okay, there are 2 cards over here. Oh, 9th house, exploration and discomfort, debilitated. Okay. So 9th house is a lot about your inner knowing and your value systems. Give me one more card for what the situation is. Professional assistance. Okay. And the shapeshifter and the thread. Wow. I am getting a person's energies over here. This could be a workplace situation. Okay, so what I am picking up first is that with the shapeshifter energy, I am getting that you, okay, so there is a workplace situation over here where you don't seem to align with, and this workplace situation, okay, I don't know why, I just need to clarify this because I am getting two scenarios. It's maybe it's just pure career, and you know, it could be something very like a managerial level, and you know, the hierarchy of things, but I don't know, I'm getting like a love situation as well. So it could be that there is a person at your workplace that you're attracted to, and this is a situation related to that. You are not somebody who usually blends in the personal and professional life. You try to keep that separate. With the shapeshifter energy, you have the ability to, you know, maintain that the dichotomy of your own personality. When you know you are at home, you are at home, you are yourself in your element, and when you are at work, you are in your professional self, right? But with the thread, this is what is actually making me think that it could be a romantic situation, need not be. But again, I want to clarify the professional assistance over here, because there is definitely like a with the discomfort, debilitated. I am getting that this is something that you it's almost like, you know, so these ladders, the staircase is giving me a very Harry Potter staircase shifting vibe. You remember the scene where, you know, all of that just moves and you don't know where the staircase will take you, but you jump on it. You just have to kind of guess, you have to go jump on it and see with exploration. So this is something that I'm picking up, that maybe there is a love interest at work, and this is not something that you indulge yourself in. Like, it's not that you've not been attracted to people at your workplace earlier, but then you've not even given that a thought, because you know you don't want to ever mix your professionalism with your personal life, and you have maintained a very healthy boundary with that. But with the thread, I am getting that this time around something is different. You did jump onto this staircase, not knowing where it would take you when the magical staircase moves, and this is the situation. So, but okay, coming back to the clarity, please clarify what this professional assistance is. Yeah, Page of Cups. Oh my God, Page of Pentacles. So exactly what I suspected. Yes, there is a person at your workplace that you are you've been crushing on. This person's been crushing on you, but maybe this connection never got off the ground because of certain practicalities, or I don't know. Well, because these are just clarifiers, I'm just going to keep it over here and pick out some more cards to give you more insights on this. But yeah, if this resonates, let me know in the comments below. Also with the thread, I am seeing that this is something very divinely guided. Well, maybe you are letting this workplace situation, or like this situational thing, to really guide you, because like to take over what you are feeling drawn to. Because with the red thread, I am getting that there is like a invisible thread that there's a draw towards this person, there's a pull towards this person that you haven't felt in a very long time with somebody, or it's just something very new to you. You are trying to keep it very professional, very surface level, but I am seeing that somewhere your emotions are taking it's overtaking your logical mind, and it just does, wrap you around on a loop. With the shapeshifter energy and the exploration, I am getting that you are trying to get to know this person with a not I wanted to say with a mask on, but not, it's not really a mask on. It's more like you are trying your best to maintain that professionalism or a certain decorum while you're getting to know this person more, but you do feel that there's something deeper than just this professional dynamic with this person that you have. You feel like this person has come into your life for a purpose. And with the thread, I do feel it's, the feelings are mutual. It's not just you with the rainbow and the thread. I am getting that, you know, it's like a mutual connection. But because of this decorum that you guys have to maintain, something doesn't fit in right. Let's check with the tarot. King of Swords, Magician, Three of Wands, and Eight of Swords. Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. So definitely with the thread and Wheel of Fortune, definitely a very divinely guided situation. When I say divinely guided, you were like, well, the way things played out, if you really look back and connect the dots, you will understand that what your gut is telling you, that this person is supposed to be in your life. I mean, at least for a purpose, it's true. There are some lessons you're supposed to learn with this person. There is, with the Eight of Swords, again, this is a lot of your own mental entrapment. So there are a lot of your belief systems and the way you have been leading your life so far is being challenged because of this situation. So for example, if you are a believer of, hey, you know, for example, if it's a workplace situation, if you're a believer that, okay, there's a certain decorum that one must maintain at a workplace, and you know, personal and professional should not be mixed. You are being challenged by the presence of this person, because the energy I'm feeling is like the pull is so strong that it's just defying kind of, it's just like challenging everything that you've kind of practiced and believed and whatnot. I am seeing you being super cautious right now. You're working with a lot of wisdom. You're trying to gather information as well with the crow. On this image, it's a very King of Swords energy. It could also be a person's energy, this person at your workplace, and I'm just seeing really both of you are really trying to gather information on each other as of now, and this is the major situation. You both are somewhere you know, keeping that decorum with each other. With the Magician, you are not really showing all your cards to each other. Because something about it is not comfortable. It doesn't feel somehow right to just be in your element the way you would be when you're meeting somebody through, you know, maybe a common friend or something more personal than this professional decorum, because maybe both of you are at a workplace that is very important to you, or say a position or a status that comes with it is very important, so you don't really want things to go wrong. And it's also about, you know, your hard-earned money. So somewhere maybe, you know, that job, so some companies do have that, right, where you can't really get involved with your profession, with your colleague. Well, maybe this is that kind of a situation, and it's really like a battle between your heart and mind. There are a lot of illusions though in this connection. Maybe you don't know this person that well. You're still just getting to know the person, and you are only realizing with everything that you're figuring out about this person, you are realizing that, okay, this has to be something more than just a colleague. So yeah, your belief systems are challenged. Let me see a guidance for you from the universe about this. Oh, okay, tension. I hate to say this. And Taurus energy, cultivate. Lovely. So what I am getting here is that, okay, there could be a power struggle between you and this person in the recent times, or you guys could have butt heads. there are disagreements with this person, and honestly I am seeing that there is a lot of passion here, and that passion is so repressed and in such a deep manner because of this decorum or whatever, the mask with the magician that you guys are wearing, that this passion is kind of coming out in a very passive aggressive manner. There is some sexual tension I see over here with the thread, which and of course there's this Three of Wands, right, with the fire. There's just fire lit up on both sides. There could be a third party, or if you don't know that there is, you guys could be suspecting each other to have like a third party, and that is also another illusion that both of you are living in. And I do see both of you mirroring this energy. So the third party could also be this barrier of this professional environment, right? So currently, although there is tension in this situation, it's a challenging situation. You really have to carefully navigate how you need to explore this connection, because you both do feel this need to explore it. Like it's a calling, like it's almost like an innate pull that you both feel towards each other. So even though you guys are cautious, you both want to explore it, but it's just coming out in a very badly channeled way, right? So it's all just coming out in arguments and disagreements. But the universe wants to tell you with the Taurus energy, this card always gives me a lot of hope and a lot of trust in the universe's game of how it's playing things out. So I am seeing that this connection does have a lot of potential, but it needs a lot of grounding, because right now it's all up in the air with the air sign. Like there's hardly any pentacles over here except for Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is more like, again, it's not developed to the Knight or the Queen or King for that matter. It's just Page, right? So it's just a very immature-ish grounding. So maybe you guys just know each other, but on a very surface level. So how I would read this is that you're still like getting to know each other. You don't even know each other that well. I mean, the universe wants to tell you that there is a lot of prosperity in this connection, but you need to have patience. Patience is the key to navigate through this situation with this person at your workplace. So accurate. I love this. So have patience, guys. I don't know, I feel guided to maybe pull out just one more card for you as a guidance. So, okay. Milestone. Okay. So, okay. Pile 3, you don't have to really worry. Everything is really happening. Just trust that, because all of this is already so divinely guided. What is to come next is also going to be very divinely guided. So it's not really in your or my hands, it's in nobody's hands. The universe, God, the higher power, whatever that you believe in, is really just taking care of the situation. Very soon there will be a milestone that you will be hitting with this person in this situation, and from there onwards, patience is required, definitely, but from there onwards you're going to see a lot of prosperity in this connection flowing, free flowing. There's going to be a lot of grounding that's going to take place in this energy, which currently is lacking. And this milestone could be an event that both of you could be invited to, or it could really just be like a milestone of having that one last conversation. It could just be something as simple as that would just change the trajectory of this whole situation. Okay, so this is what I have for you, Pile 3. I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments below if this resonated. And for more such readings, you can reach out to me for personal readings. I will share the details in the description below. And like, share and subscribe to my channel, guys. Let's grow this channel. I'll see you until next time. Bye-bye.